Hello class, welcome to section 2.4. We're talking about factors and multiples here. So the first thing is factor. Now factors are numbers that multiply to get to another number. So for instance, we have 6. If we wanted to multiply two numbers to get to 6, we could say 1 times 6. We could also say 2 times 3. 4 won't go into 6, neither will 5. So here, what we can say is that 1, 2, 3, and 6 are all factors of 6. Because it's 1 times 6, so those are two factors, or 2 times 3. But if we want to do all the factors, we just can put them in numerical order here. So 1, 2, 3, and 6. If we had 4, we know that we could say 1 times 4 or 2 times 2. So we could just say 1, 2, and 4 because we don't need to use the 2 twice. Alright, so those are what factors are. A multiple is a number that is a product of two or more numbers. So here, let's say we have 12. 12 is a multiple of, now what we're going to do is all the numbers that will go into 12, which are the factors, but it's going to be a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 6, and a 12. Because 12 is a multiple of 1 times 12, it's a multiple of 2 times 6, and it's a multiple of 3 times 4. So basically, on a lot of these questions, you're going to get the same numbers. All of these are the factors of 12, but 12 is a multiple of all of these numbers. So it's just basically the opposite way of saying it, of the same thing. On our previous example, 1 times 6, the multiple is 6. 2 times 3, the multiple is 6. And 1, 2, 3, and 6 are all factors of 6. So the next type of question that you're going to have are the primes. Primes are numbers that the only factors are 1 and itself. So the first few primes are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, and 41. The only factors that exist for these numbers are 1 and itself. So 1 times 2 is 2. No other number will go into it. For 31, we have 1 times 31, but nothing else will divide evenly into it. And a composite number, then, are all the numbers that are not primes. You're going to have a lot of questions where it's just asking you which of these are prime numbers and which of these are composite numbers. So if any number will divide into it, then it's a composite. If it's a number other than 1 and itself, but if nothing else besides those two will, then it's a prime. So there's some shortcuts that we can do. So if something is a multiple of 2, that means it's going to end in a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. All the even numbers are multiples of 2, and so that means that if a number ends in one of these, then one of the factors will be 2. Next, we have 3, and that's the sum of the digits. If the sum of the digits of a number is divisible by 3, then that number is divisible by 3. So let's say we have the number 87, and we want to know if 3 will go into 87. What we can do is add 8 plus 7, and we get 15. 3 will go into 15, but if we didn't know that, we could still add the 1 plus 5, which is 6, which we will know is divisible by 3. So that's how you can tell if 3 will go into a number. For 5, the number has to end in a 0 or a 5. And that is, let's do a couple more. 6, it has to be divisible by 2 and 3. And if we want to know if number is divisible by 12, it has to be divisible by 3 and 4. So those are just some things that you can do to make things easier. The 2, 3, and 5 are the main ones that you need to know. Okay, so to find all of the factors, what we're going to do to find all factors of a number, start with 1 and go up until you meet. And I'll show you what that means. So let's do a big number, 72. The first thing we're going to do is, how many times does 1 go into it? It's 1 times 72. And then we're going to see, does 2 go into 72? It does, because it ends in a 2, and 2 times 36. Does 3 go into 72? Well, before we do anything, we can just say 7 plus 2 is 9, which is divisible by 3, but 3 times 24. And then 4 will go in 18 times. Then we look at 5. See, we're just adding 1 to each of these. 5 will not go into 72 because it doesn't end in a 0 or a 5. But 6 will go in 12 times. And then 7 will not go in, but 8 will go 9. And here's what I mean by meet. So we skipped the 5, we skipped the 7, but we have 8. The next number is 9, but we already have a 9 in this column. So that's where we met. So all of the factors of 72 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 12, 18, 24, 36, and 72. And that's how you're going to find what all of the factors are for something. You're going to use this a lot more in the next class, in the 0028. And that is the end of 2.4.